What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing today? Hey, man, I got some stuff I want to share here real quick. Um, Crazy stuff. And what's funny is I'm fixing to show that a lot of stuff has been happening for years. Okay, this a lot of things that's going on right now has actually been planned. Okay. By the way, if you are in Florida, I hope you survived and didn't have too much damage from Ian. My yard was all leaved up and branched up. Some trees out back fell. Hey, Brandy, baby, thanks for hopping on. Um, it's gonna make you mad. Might make you a little scared too, but more mad than anything. But anybody that was in the path of Ian, even up in South Carolina and all that area, I hope everything turned out great. Many prayers were said throughout the people that I know for everybody, but it's past and it's a beautiful day outside. We were talking earlier today about, man, all that stuff we just went through. And we got a beautiful, perfect day outside. All right. So let's go ahead and get to what I'm talking about here. If you tuned into my last live, which was actually pretty long, I'm not going. This one shouldn't be that long, nowhere near. But you remember that I was talking about there's the puppet masters way at the top, okay? And one of the ones that we were talking about was the World Economic Forum. They want a one world economic system. That's what they're shooting after. Well, let me share some things with you and then show you what just happened this year that no news stations covered. Imagine that crap, huh? No news stations covered this. But I want to share here with you a little bit about this this part. If you notice right there at the top here, this is the World Economic Forum. And if you notice the date here, June 3rd of 2020, okay? So what was going on June 3rd of 2020? Just really getting into the groove of COVID, right? Am I allowed to say that word on here? Does Facebook and all and YouTube and Twitter do they say you can't get? We had that too, the election, but all that stuff we were just getting into COVID. It was something new. I actually well about June-ish is when I 2020. No, we were just getting into it. I was wearing my mask then. Yep. Um, but I want to go through here and show you some stuff what they were talking about in 2020. So we didn't, know what was going to happen with it, but the puppet masters, had an agenda, and it's even called agenda. Okay, so all you people out there thinking that we're making this stuff up and all that kind of crap, whatever. It's an agenda. They have a plan. Okay, that's a creepy thing right there, right? Push here to reset the world. Hey, Lauren, thanks for hopping on. Hey, Angel, thanks for hopping on. Y'all too. This is gonna freak you out. It might scare you. What's up, Dave? Thanks for hopping on, sir. But that push to reset the world that should drive chills throughout your body. Who would even think about that kind of stuff? But you see here, COVID-19 lockdowns may be gradually easing, but anxiety of the world's social and economic prospects is only intensifying. They are actually talking about a worse depression than the 30s here in the United States. Um, how did they know? We were just getting going, okay? In fact, only hundreds of thousands of people of deaths had occurred with the COVID-19, um, which leads me to believe, after reading some of this stuff, that more and more and more, I'm looking at this was a man-made disease. I'll tell you why in a little bit, but you'll see your own self here. Um, the COVID-19 is going to have serious long-term consequences on economic growth, public debt, employment, and human well-being. So they're starting to switch over to we want to take care of your health. They don't want to let us take care of our own health. They want to do it for you. They being the puppet masters controlling the governments, okay? Um, according According to Financial Times, global government debt has already reached its highest level in peacetime. Um, Unemployment is skyrocketing. But didn't Biden, when he came in, didn't he say that unemployment was down and all that? See, Biden don't even know what the heck's going on. That's why he's not in control. Um, in the U.S., for example, they use us as an example. Four workers have, 1 in 4 have filed for unemployment. So it was showing that it's going up, but they all blame it on this right here, COVID-19 crisis. Left unaddressed, this crisis, together with COVID-19, will deepen and leave the world even less sustainable, less equal, and more fragile. Incremental measures and ad hoc fixes will not suffice. Okay, so they're always saying that that you can't just patch it up and everything. Um, Level of cooperation and ambition implies unprecedented, so they need everybody to follow along. Let's see here. Clearly, they will build a better society. So they want to build a better society. Um, and it says right here, we must use it to secure a great reset that we so badly need. That will require stronger and more effective governments. Though it does not imply an ideological push for bigger ones, it will demand private sector engagement every step of the way. That's your big tech and your government. Okay. That's what they're pushing for. The Great Reset Agenda. Y'all see that word? There's agenda. They keep saying that we're making the stuff up and that we're conspiracy theorists. It's an agenda. It has three main components. The first would steer the market towards fairer outcomes. Things aren't fair in real life. I don't understand why they want everything to be fair. To this end, governments should improve coordination, tax, regulatory, and fiscal policy, upgrade the arrangements, and create conditions for a stakeholder economy. Who's going to be able to buy shares in the world economy? Only the top elite. Okay. Government should implement long overdue reforms that promote more equitable outcomes. We've had more executive orders under this administration than any other administration before. That is not how the United States is supposed to run. It is by the people. They're supposed to be voting, but everything that's going on just about is done by executive orders. There you go. That's why. Depending on the country, these may include changes of wealth taxes. Ain't that what Biden's pushing all the time? Let the higher ups pay their fair share taxes. It's a change of this right there. That's what we're talking. The withdrawal of fossil fuel subsidies. Didn't he do that already in an executive order? Quit subsidizing the fossil fuel companies because he wants everybody to have electric stuff. California is falling right into the puppet master's plan. California's doing it right there. Um, and new rules governing intellectual property, trade, and competition because they don't want you to own anything. They don't want you to own anything. Socialism and communism is the way that we're going to step in to the new world order because a new world order is a communist dictatorship. Trust me. And I'm not the smartest person in the bunch either. Okay, rather than using these funds as well as investments from private entities and pension funds to fill cracks in the old system, we should use them to create a new one that is more resilient, equitable, and sustainable in the long run. That means, for example, building green urban infrastructures and creating incentives for industries to improve their track record on environmental, social, and governance. So they want to use your money to do their plan. That's just crazy. And this man right here, Klaus Schwab, that is probably one of the evilest people in the world. Um, but look what he says here. The pandemic represents a rare but narrow window of opportunity to reflect, reimagine, and reset our world. All on COVID. All on COVID. So That right there all leads me to believe that it actually COVID was 100%. Let's see what we got over here going on. Some messages here. That's right, Lauren. There's so many people collecting unemployment, but the government keeps telling us that, oh, we've created more jobs than ever before. That's not employment to me. Yeah, you created more jobs because you had everybody that didn't want to get the jab get fired. So there's more jobs available. Just none of them want to go take those jobs. Um, absolutely. Hell in a handbasket. That is true. They are, it's, and people aren't waking up to see what's going on. But I'm not done yet. So, President now, Joe Biden, not mine, but he's the president. Um, when he was the vice president under Obama, he started something pretty crazy. Let me pull this up. Let me go in here and grab it. Which one is it? All right, there we go. So Biden's cancer moonshot. Oh, that's not the one that I want to do right now. Let's take that one off. And other one. I want to show y'all timelines. All right. Let's see here. Am I on here yet? Where we got it going on now? So, yeah, gummit. There we go. Is that the one I'm on? Is that the one I'm on? Yep, that's the one I'm on. Okay. If you notice here, January 19th, 2016. You notice who this is right here, right? Yep, that's Joe Biden, the vice president at that time. Cancer Moonshot, a call to action. This is with the World Economic Forum, Davos. That's some crazy things there. So what he's saying here, and this is how you'll see in a minute. He's using cancer, which cancer freaking sucks, but he's using cancer to make people think that this plan that they are coming up with, which I'm telling you, I'm fixing to get to this here, that they're going to cure cancer. Cure cancer, and that would be awesome if you can cure all the cancers. Okay, um, this was a special session that they were talking about, and they were bringing this up. That I just want this one. I just wanted to bring up to you the date, 2016. So he was not here as the president, but he definitely was in the process of this inside agenda that's going on. So let's show you this one now, the one that I brought up a while ago, and I want to show you that date. Biden's cancer moonshot and how innovation and collaboration can close the cancer care gap. There he is again, but this time he's a little bit higher. Man, these people still wearing masks. Puppets. Golly. Um, over the last 20 years, he says cancer deaths in the U.S. have fallen by 27%, yet nearly 600,000 people still die from cancer, making it the second largest leading cause of death. There are over 200 different types of cancers. So how are they going to try to, make this where it actually helps us? Um, they're going to be using what they talked about during the 2016. Oh, by the way, let me show you the date here. February 3rd, 2022. Did anybody know Biden was over at the World Economic Forum in this meeting? I didn't. Um, so they're trying to and advancing precision medicine. That's awesome. You're thinking, man, they're going to get this cancer precision medicine to go in there and save people's lives. Awesome. I would be all for that if it was something like that could be true. However, wait till the next one. The next one's the last one. But you see here, customization is part of the appeal in developing of mRNA vaccines for cancer. The same technology behind mRNA vaccines for COVID that is being applied to treat cancer immune cells to specifically locate and destroy cancerous cells. So that was my problem with the actual. That's all I wanted to show you on that with the time and everything. Um, that was my problem with the vaccines. I mean, it came out so fast, and it actually programs your DNA, your messenger RNA goes in there and gets that mess. It causes your DNA to produce the spike protein. Our bodies don't naturally produce a spike protein. If that's what's killing people, why do I want my body to produce it? So that was my whole thing about I am not getting the jab. And by the way, jab free still. Gonna stay that way. Yep, they stopped the COVID relief. Kick millions off unemployment and make unemployment look. Yep, they're forcing people to go a different way and to do things to try to make their numbers look good, so they can project these numbers and make people think that hey, this is all fine and dandy and everything, and we're gonna keep that. And it's just like crazy. Oh, by the way, screaming truth even if it makes you mad. Just want to let you know. But so we got this World Economic Forum talking about the Great Reset. Um, and he's actually, I think Klaus Schwab just came up. One of the things they had, I should go get that back up, but the fourth industrial revolution is what one of the things he's talking about. And there's all kind of stuff going on. But I want to talk about this one part right here. Y'all don't think that everything is for population control? They think the world is overpopulated. Of course, that's what's causing the climate crisis. And if people are the ones causing the climate crisis, and you want to fix the climate crisis, you got to get the people. You know what I'm saying? That is what's going on, and they just don't. People just don't realize this kind of stuff. They trust the government. The governments all throughout history are the ones who turned on the people. Okay. Just by what's happened in our country so far about all these executive orders being in play to make the new rules, we should be, as a country as a whole, left or right, it doesn't matter. We should be looking at the actual government saying, what the heck are you doing up there? As the United States, we don't use executive orders to pass laws and to make rules and regulations that the public in general has to follow. That's how a monarch communist does. That's how a king does. And trust me, Biden is nowhere near close to being a king. He's a puppet. Cut the strings. We need to cut them strings. But my last one here. Let me get to this one here. Notice the date down here, September 12th, 2022. We just had this just happen. This is an executive order. By the way, this is the one that should scare the crap out of everybody. And you talk about taking a jab and the COVID being an mRNA jab, and that's what they're wanting to put into your body to try to cure cancer and all this right here. This would scare the crap out of anybody if they had two brain cells that work. Biden doesn't have two. I think he's only got one, and it's half working. But this is the executive order on advancing biotechnology and biomanufacturing innovation for a sustainable, safe, and secure American bioeconomy. Does that not sound like Star Wars 3 when the Empire took over? Safe and secure democracy. And that's how freedom went away with the hand claps. It sounds exactly like those words here. But let's get to this here real quick. If you need your teddy bear when you get scared at night, you might want to get your teddy bear right now. I want to show you a couple things in here. This is absolutely no. See, we're still going about COVID. COVID was the way to get all this stuff done. Um, Look at this right here. Let me highlight this so y'all know exactly what I'm reading. We need to develop genetic engineering technologies and techniques to be able to write circuitry for cells and predictability program biology in the same way in which we write software and program computers. Unlock the power of biological data, including through computing tools and artificial intelligence, and advance the science of scale up production while reducing the obstacles for commercialization so that the innovative technologies and products can reach the market faster. They want to program your body. It's the combination of digital identity. Remember, they wanted, all these vaccine passports. It's all digital. It's identity. That was the beginning of it. COVID brought all this stuff available, and everything that's going on right now is because of COVID. Okay, and they brought all this under the skin agenda. They want to put things under the skin to actually keep you in a list. Everybody's gonna try. They want everybody on a list. Um, all they're doing is combining artificial intelligence into humanity. So AI will keep track of you. Now, how long before they are actually able to program the universal soldier? You remember that movie? You think it's a science fiction? Then is it becoming reality? I don't know. Population reduction. I mean, this is at its core right there. Um, let's see here. Plus, they want to market it in a one world society. That's what they're looking for. Of course, they want to word this to where it sounds good. We must take concrete steps to reduce biological risk associated with advancing in biotechnology. We need to invest and promote biosafety and biosecurity to ensure that biotechnology is developed and deployed in a way to align with the United States principles and values and international best practices, and not in ways that lead to accidental or deliberate harm to people, animals, or environment. That sounds good. This, you're not going to cause my cells to do anything. My cells are already created by the good Lord Himself, and they're going to stay that way. Um, Got to make sure it's ethical and responsible. They haven't done anything ethical at all. They're trying to do all this experiment, foster a biological data ecosystem, advances biotech and biotechnology and biomanufacturing innovations, while adhering to principles of security, privacy, and responsible conduct of research. I don't want you to know nothing about it. That's why you didn't know he signed this to begin with. Boost sustainable biomass production and create climate smart incentives for American agriculture to produce. So they want to change the food. It's no longer going to be natural food. Even the farm food, where they, put all the chickens in one area and stuff like that. At least it's sort of natural chicken. You got the hormones and everything. But now they're going to bioengineer your chickens. I don't think so. Um, Train and support, elevate biological risk management as a cornerstone of a lifestyle cycle of biotechnology and biomanufacturing. Promote standards, establish metrics, and develop systems to grow and assess the state of bioeconomy. See, they are wanting to control everything. I mean, look at all this. You got to be a lawyer to go through here and figure out exactly what's going on. But let me tell you, that right there, the government is not ever putting anything into my body. Ever, ever, ever. That side. That right there, they can kiss my butt. Just that, I just gotta say that. I don't care what anybody says. I am going to stand up. Yep, that's exactly right. Bill Gates owns most of American farmland, so they can start bioengineering all the food, all the chickens, all the cows. Yeah, I mean, pretty soon, even though McDonald's and them, they had a backslide on the fake beef, um, it's gonna become the thing because that's all you're gonna be able to get. But you see what's going on. They are trying to put all these computer chips and put all this stuff into our body either through a shot, or they'll get the shot and then it cause your cells to do things, and then you got to come in and get something else because your cells are doing it. Israel is now actually starting to bring lawsuits and legal action against Pfizer because of the shot. It just came up a few minutes ago, so I hadn't had a chance to research that, but they're starting to bring lawsuits and everything against Pfizer for the mRNA. There's only one way to be healed. It's through God. That's it. You can't get healed any other way. He gave the doctors and stuff special abilities, but they can't do it. It's not the human being that's creating the medicine or doing the operation. It's God's mercy and grace that gave them the knowledge and the discernment to figure out how to study and learn this stuff so they can perform it on us. It's God's grace. They are not putting a man-made biotechnology, anything in my body that causes my cells to do what they were not made to do. That's something else. You got to be watchful about what's going on because in the end times, you're going to have false prophets, false priests, false word coming out, and everything that's coming out. And you got to be able to say, hey, wait, hold, just time out just a minute. You know, this ain't how God made my body. We got all this stuff going on with Nordstrom 2 and Nordstrom 1. Both of them now have been messed up, destroyed. And I've seen people, they still saying Putin, 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 but Joe Biden and the Secretary of State, I think it was, both said before Putin came into Ukraine that the fact that if he comes in, there would be no Nord Stream. Well, there is no Nord Stream. Now, well, first of all, if has the two pipelines that's his control over Europe and everything, why would why would he destroy the control that he has? That's my first thing. Um, he's already started to annex some of Ukraine, but if you were on my last live, you remember that I said that Zelensky already went to the puppet masters, the World Economic Forum, and the higher ups, and said you can have Ukraine and you can destroy Ukraine and its people for the good of the one world order. He's already done that. Okay, so now you got Biden threatening all kind of actions against Putin, excuse me, and you got Ukraine begging to get into NATO. Why? Because if they're in NATO, NATO will attack Russia, and that's because it's part of if any country comes in and tries to overtake a NATO territory, NATO attacks. NATO goes in. I don't like NATO. Um, we shouldn't be over there. And Biden is sending another $30 billion just came across that I heard, and billions of dollars in weapons again all over to Ukraine. It seems like all this is being set up, and what I'm worried about is the nuclear claims that are starting to talk. The world is closer and closer and closer to Jesus coming back. Man, that would be cool. Would you like to be alive and see Jesus come and call all those people up? That would be awesome. But it's closer and closer and closer. So we're going to start hearing people that demean and mocking people who believe in God. You're going to start hearing about wars and more rumors of wars. Iran is all inside of all this stuff. I keep hearing Iran come up. Iran, Iraq, Israel, all the Middle East. That's where the whole thing is at. Ukraine is right there, Turkey and everything. That's all part of the area where God gives his word about where all this stuff is happening. So you can see the Bible is coming to life. Everything up to the book of Revelation has already happened. That's history. It's his story. It's history. So we can go back and read that. But the book of Revelation, that's now, folks. That is now. So if you read the book of Revelation, and I know it scares the crap out of a lot of people, it shouldn't. If you know Jesus Christ, your salvation is already set. Know what's going to happen so you have the knowledge and the discernment to walk away from false preachers, false teachers, false doctrine, and everything else, because there's only one way to heaven. It's through Jesus Christ only, not through any way possible. You can't be good enough. We don't deserve it, and He gave it to us. We can't be good enough. We can't buy it. We can't do anything special. We can't do anything. So all these doctrines that are coming around that, oh, if you're just nice to everybody and in your heart, you're a forgiving person, this, that, and the other, you can get to heaven too, or you can get to heaven through Buddha, or you can get to heaven through Allah, you can get to heaven through whoever, or any of these other people. You sure can't get to heaven through Satan, but a lot of people worship him too. And it's funny because they'll worship him, but they'll deny God. But if you have Satan, you got to have God because it's in the Bible too. So I don't understand how you can believe one and not the other. That shows you what kind of mindset that a lot of people have. But the book of Revelation talks about, and in the book of Matthew, Mark, I think Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, they talk about it, where Jesus talks about these are the signs of the end, not the end of time, but the end before he comes. And it's wars, rumors of wars, famine, pestilence. You've seen, I mean, look how, they're blaming climate change on all these hurricanes that are so strong. But the Bible says that all these natural disasters are going to happen and they're going to get stronger as we go. Earthquakes are getting stronger, hurricanes are getting stronger, tornadoes are more severe. I mean, how much more of a straight line do you need to point that, hey, look, the Bible's happening right in front of our face? They're trying to put that one world government right in place. And I told Brandy today, I'm trying to get all these different you know what I'm saying? And the things that go out through those things, I want a lot of them, lots and lots and lots. Because one thing I'm not going to do is I'm not going to sit around and let them take me and force me to go do stuff that I wouldn't do. And they're gonna have to send me home. They're gonna have to send me home. That's all that's gonna take. But I know, turn your face, turn the other cheek, and all that kind of stuff. It doesn't mean when they're actually physically trying to do stuff. That means that they're insulting you and they're mocking you and trying to make you feel bad with words. If it's over here, just turn the other side, and it's just words. But when they come at you with weapons and death and going to kill you and your family and stuff like that, you are to protect yourself. You're to protect your family. I mean, it's all through the Bible, right? It's in the book of Revelation. What's going on right now with this biotechnology, bio stuff? Is that the number? Is that the number of the beast? This is absolutely crazy what's going on in this world. So, just wanted to come and let everybody know, because not one news agency that I have seen covered the executive order that Joe Obama, whatever you want to call him, puppet for the World Economic Forum and all those people, and the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds and Larry Black, whatever his name is, and all that stuff with BlackRock, Larry Fink, about BlackRock, and all them. They're the puppet masters controlling what everybody in this country seems on the left side seems to think is the greatest president ever of the world. He's a puppet. He's made out of clay. He knows it. If you watch his face, he's blank. He's dead inside, pretty much. Read the last book of the Bible. That'll make you go look at the stuff up, because it's going to go back and talk about the other verses. But the last book, the book of Revelation, is happening in front of our faces right now. Doesn't mean tomorrow's the end. It just means it's starting. That's all I got to say. I hope this helped everybody. Hey, let's bust out all the Facebook algorithms, the YouTube algorithms, and the Twitter algorithm. I hate Twitter. But share this out there to let people know about it, because no news covered the executive order, and people need to know. Y'all have a very wonderful day. I'll see y'all next time. By the way, I guess I'm still here from my last one. They haven't came and tried to get me yet. I hope this one doesn't cause, you know what I'm saying? Have a good